Happy first day of spring 2026 semester. I am in the second semester of my junior year pursuing an integrated bachelor's degree in mathematics, statistics, and economics. Today, classes opened and classes start on Monday. So what I'm going to do is take you with me as I go through all my classes, get prepared, and mark out my first month of assignments. I find this helps me stay on top of things, and I think it will help you stay on track as well. I am taking 6 courses this semester for a total of 17 credits. That is the most I've taken in one semester before, but I've done 16 credits at least 2 times, 15 credits every other semester, so we got this. We'll be fine. 17 just seems like more than that to me, but we got this. I have currently, according to Blackboard, 4 of my classes are open, 2 are still locked, so I was kind of hoping they'd all be ready for me today because I'm a perfectionist. I'm a planner. I want everything to be organized. That's not the case, so we're just going to do what we can do. Before I open any of my courses, I'm going to be printing out a January 2026 calendar. This is how I keep track of all of my assignments for all of my classes. Every class will have its own color, and I will write down the assignments the day they are due. A lot of people use Google Calendar or they use some other method to track it. For me, this is what works best. I like to have pen to paper whenever possible. So I found a cutesy little calendar. I'm going to print it out. Then we're going to start looking at our classes. I have my calendar. I found it on this site called Printables. You can see their logo right here, this little guy. They have a lot of cute calendars on there, so I usually just Google for free calendars and they tend to pop up. Now that we have my calendar, I have all of these different pens which are going to color code per class. You can see I'm a little bit insane of how I keep things in order, but I got straight A's, so it works. There's method to this madness, okay? Now we're going to open our classes. First up is going to be intermediate microeconomics. This professor was not messing around when he set up his course. It's organized, we have a fancy banner, there are folders for assignments, there is the syllabus, which is the most important thing. Now, let's rewind for a second. Every semester, I print out all my syllabuses. Syllabi, is that how you say it, plural? And then I forget that when I go into class, they're going to hand it to me, most of the time. So this semester, I'm not printing anything out. I'm not wasting my paper and ink this semester, but I am looking ahead to see what happens. Now, number 1, I do know I need to get my textbook, which is fine. I think it's a digital one, so I'll probably buy that today. Number 2, he doesn't have when his homework assignments are due on here. I'm skimming it now. I do see that he has a very nice lecture schedule set up. So he has on the first day of class, we're doing our introduction. Cool. Second day of class, we're doing preliminaries. Third, demand and supply 1, demand and supply 2, consumer theory 1. So he has it very organized. First exam is February 10th. Remember that for me, will you? Let's move on to the next class. The next class is a professor I actually had last semester. He was great. He's teaching managerial economics this semester. And oh, he has a banner too. Okay, I see what's happening here. All he has is a syllabus, which I honestly expected. He releases his assignments the Monday before. He'll tell us this is what we're covering, this is what you should do, these are practice questions, and this is any homework we have, which last semester we only had 3 homework assignments for his course, so shouldn't be too bad. Now I'm just skimming through and seeing. Looks like he also doesn't have when he has his homework assignments this semester. And our first exam is going to be March 2nd. Okay. Moving on to the next class. I looked a little more, and while we don't have exact dates yet, he does have listed what he has. So every week we'll have an in-class quiz. There are 2 midterms. There's a midterm and a final exam, and there's 3 problem sets. And this professor had 200 points of extra credit last semester. 200. You could literally not take 2 of the exams and still pass with an A. This semester, hello printer, this semester, his discussion points are worth 10%, so it's not quite as luxurious as last semester, but he is very generous with the extra credit, so we will take that. We will take that. Now you can't tell, but it is an hour later. I ran a quick errand, I got some Starbucks, and now we are continuing our class investigation. While I was in the drive-thru at Starbucks, I got an email from one of my SPTs in my calc class. So I'm taking Calc 1 this semester, and an SPT stands for STEM Peer Teacher. So my college does this where students who have already taken the classes, they've passed with, I believe it's either a B or a B plus and above. They come back, they help the professor, and they help the students as well. So the class is about 2 hours. First hours with the SPTs, the second hours with the professor. It worked out well last semester. I thought it was good. I thought the SPTs were very helpful, especially with extra practice. So we'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, Calc is still closed, so can't touch anything with it yet, but the SPTs are alive and well. My other class that is closed is my honors course, so that'll open when it opens. That one is just a 1 credit. It doesn't count towards your GPA. It's pass or fail, so we're not going to concern ourselves. That leaves me with 2 courses. Both of them are statistics. Now, my major is math, stat, and econ, and I'm minoring in statistics as well. Statistics is my favorite part. I just think it's fun. I really like playing with the numbers in that way. So I took econometrics last semester, it's technically one of the econ courses, but it's heavy statistics. That course was a blast, okay? I'm sorry, I really like that course. So I am excited about my stat courses this semester. Taking 2 of them. First one is applied statistics, and we have multiple instructors. I can see that on here. Oh, and we have nothing else. It's just an empty course. So let's see, under announcements, calendar. Yeah, there's nothing yet, which that's fine. We will see when they upload it, I guess. That leaves us with data visualization. If I'm remembering correctly, this is a project-based course, so there's no exams, it's just projects. And it's also, I think it's 12 weeks. My courses are supposed to end May 10th-ish, mid-May, and this one ends in April. So it's either a 10 or 12 week course. I can't remember which week in April it ends, but it'll be a little more intense, but at the same time better because I don't have exams, just projects. And they actually have stuff loaded, so that's always a good sign. Let's go straight to the syllabus. And, oh, the audio might start talking. I hit it by accident. Okay, turned it off. So it's an 8-page syllabus. It's pretty heavy. Looks like there's no required textbook. Cool. There is technology that I have never used. Okay, that's fine. There's one that's called, I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, Tableau. I feel like it should rhyme with bureau because it has the EAU, so Tableau. Ooh, whatever that's called. There's Python, there's R, and RStudio, no D, but then there's RStudio with a D. So that's fine. All work is done on those 3, so I will be learning 3 new technologies. I don't understand how 5 technologies turned into 3, but 3 new technologies. There is weekly lab assignments. I'm an undergraduate, so 2 projects, each worth 30% of the final grade. There's a grading scale. There is stuff like that. No due dates I'm seeing. Oh, no, I do see due dates actually. No, I don't see due dates. I see a schedule. We'll get it done when we get it done. Upon further investigation, it does have when our projects are due, but they're not due until February and April, so we'll ignore that for now. And there is a final exam in May, which doesn't make sense because this class ends in April, so I guess we're gonna handle that when it happens. But there's nothing for me to mark on my calendar. So don't worry, I will be back on Monday when I have stuff to mark on my calendar. So I'll see you then. And I am back and ready to actually put my calendar together. So I have attended 5 of my classes now. My last class I'll be attending on Thursday, but I got the syllabus with information this morning, so we are good to go with everything. My setup it's pretty simple. There's really nothing special to it. I have my calendar. I have a different color for every class, and then I write the class's code on the top of or class name, class code, whatever you want to call it. So in this case, for my calculus, I will put down the code that my university uses, and then I have my homework assignments. So I know every Wednesday we're going to be having quizzes starting this Wednesday. So I'm going to put down the calendar, quiz, quiz, quiz. Then I'm going to go on to the homework. So I have, it looks like 2 assignments due on Friday, and then I have them scattered through the rest of the month. So let me add all of the things for calculus. Next up is managerial economics. Now for this course, he does pop quizzes every week, but he doesn't tell us what day. That's kind of the point of a pop quiz, so I won't be putting anything down for that. And then his homework assignments don't have dates yet. He will assign them approximately a week before the exams, but we don't have an exact date for that, so that stays blank. But we do have extra credit discussion boards every Sunday, so I'm going to put that down, just discussion on each board, so that I remember to submit that, because yes, I am taking my extra credit. For my first stats class, we also don't have set homework dates yet. They'll kind of just be assigned as they're assigned, I guess. But we will have work due the night of every class, so she will give us work during the class to submit by 11:59 p.m. that night. So I'll be putting that down on my calendar. For my second stats course, there was a problem with Pearson, so we don't have access to homework yet. However, she does have on her syllabus when her quizzes are, so we'll have one of those this month, which I will be adding now. For intermediate microeconomics, we have no assignments yet. He said he will assign them every couple chapters when he decides it's a fitting point in what we're learning. However, I am still going to write down the class code, so if/when we get assignments this month, I already have it picked out and I can just scribble that in wherever it fits. For the last class, he has his syllabus with assignments. However, now that I'm looking at it, they're when he assigns them, not when they're due. So I'm going to leave this blank for now and wait until we meet on Thursday so that I actually know what's going on. And also, we don't even meet every week, so there's a lot of up in the air about how this class works. Leaving that be, but otherwise my calendar's finished. This is how I personally keep track of and stay on top of all of my assignments. Now, again, I know a lot of people do this online with Google Calendars or whatever your preferred program is. I really just prefer it on paper. So if you are anything like me and you prefer it on paper, this might be the solution for you. Now, yes, I could have done this on my personal calendar. However, the reason I print out one that's just for this is so that I can tell at a glance when I have assignments due. If this is on my personal calendar, which you actually can't see, but it's over where I'm pointing, I have stuff like birthdays on it. I have days when I have plans on it, which at a glance could be confusing because I cross off all the days as we go, so I know, oh, there's something written here, I have something due, and then I cross it off as I go until next month when I do it all over again. And here is the final product. For January, I am crossing off finished assignments in orange, and I am crossing off finished days in green. I used to do something very similar, but it was on a week by week as opposed to a monthly basis, but I'm currently preferring the monthly basis since it gives me a chance to visually see any classes I'm working ahead on. Otherwise, it just gets complicated. I usually try to get a little bit ahead on homework on 1 or 2 of my classes. That way, some of the classes that are harder have a heavier workload, or some of these classes where I don't know when assignments are going to be given to me, they're just going to be, by the way, this is due next week now. It gives me a chance not to feel overloaded or stressed out when that kind of thing happens. So this is personally what works best for me. I would love to hear what works best for you. Maybe you can give me some reasons why I should try Google Calendar. Maybe you do something entirely different. Maybe you just wake up and you see a little notification that something's due today, so that's when you realize it exists. I don't know. I would love to hear it, but for now, good luck on your studies.